not live in my city.
Why are we listening to it, man?
Wait a minute. You don't let me ask you. I just want to ask a question. I said information that I had found in that article was a lot of information that I had gathered as well. So no, I'm not basing anything just on that.
I just wanted to make sure you understood.
Okay, wait a minute. No, I understand. I just wanted to be transparent with the information that I was sharing.
Okay, let's just tell you.
And I think that's important to do that.
This funding that is paid by the developers. You understand?
No, I understand that, but I was just trying to give you
going forward.
some of the facts that were in that article that I just believe that people needed to understand.
I understand, but I'm not sure how factual the information in that article is. I'd be curious if other folks who maybe are more expert than me on this stuff might want to weigh in on that, because I'm not.
I mean, that's fine. That's why we're here, to hear what you have to say.
I just thought it was that this was supposed to be our 5BO2, and as far as I can tell, no one associated with this Ward 5 for All lives in Ward BO2, and when someone's getting paid by one party of the issue, then you have to be suspicious about the facts that they present. Would anyone else like?
Okay, and that's fair, but also that information was confirmed. But I wanted to just be transparent of the information that I was sharing in that PowerPoint. But the information was verified. With the zoning as well as the Office of Planning. So, it's not just that I'm going by that article as my truth.
Okay, thank you.
I just wanted to be transparent about. So, go ahead. If you have another question, please feel free.
I open the floor. Whoever else.
And if they need to do something, they could redo the insides, but they should keep that historic building.
It should be on the National Registry. That's how valuable that building is as a piece of architecture. No one should ever think of tearing it down.
And the other thing is that I understand Ward 5 of all the wards has the least green space for cooling. We're the hottest part of the city. We already have one development in progress right now down the street at Michigan Park, the townhomes at Michigan Park. It's on 12th and Allison Street Northeast.
Already near Howard University Divinity School and us.
So they need to know that. We need those green spaces around here.
If you want to see what moderate development looks like, just go over there and you'll see something that's quite bad looking to us. I think we should keep Brookland's appeal, which is a low density development. The very thing that makes Brookland so livable and wonderful to be here is the low density development. This is Grandma's neighborhood of rolling hills and a wide variety of housing stock. If we go even to moderate density, it's going to be much, much worse.
Medium
density, excuse me. We should keep it low, where it is now.
No, thank you.
We should save that building and also the land in front of it all the way to 14th Street as a park for the neighbors to keep, as it has been for these many decades.
If he is working for Howard, it's a little bit like trusting the fox in the hen house. So I hope that he's right, that Howard will continue to listen to our concerns, even if this map gets changed. But I also hear what Ms. Petty was saying, that is, if the map does get changed, then it kind of greases the path for any future development and makes it much harder for people in the community to get themselves heard. And in fact, the guy who wrote that PowerPoint that you were using, he has a tweet on. He tweeted a couple at the middle of March. He said the time gap between when development projects are planned and when they deliver creates real tensions. By the time most people even realize there's a change, it's far too late to influence it. So I think that's where we are as neighbors, where we're worried that if we don't speak up now and get some of our voices heard, that when the map gets changed, all of us will be beyond the point of being able to really have any say in the matter. And blam, we've got five-story buildings where that used to be for decades, for 30, 40, 50 years of woods. So that's where I'm coming from, and I know a bunch of my neighbors on Taylor Street are too.
So let me go back now. You stated that there were plans for Howard to build 4 or 5-story buildings along South.
Are you referencing the charrette, the conceptual ideation from the charrette? Is that correct?
I don't know if it was from the charrette. It has different colored zones. There are about 4 pictures. One is of where townhouses will go. One is where it mentions a market. So I don't know if it's for retail and housing or not.
That was, I think you mentioned that you were a part of that charrette.
Yep.
Again, there are no formal plans. I want to be clear, and we've stated that before. There are no formal plans. As a part of that charrette, as you know, if you took part in the first charrette as well, the continuum of the process was we were going to have initial meeting to generate ideas.
Could you mute your devices, please? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. We were going to have a second charrette that was to generate ideation around site planning based on the communicated notion of kind of a low and moderate density. I want to be clear, a low and moderate density subject to feedback and input from the community for a future plan. And then get feedback from that. But the university has not developed or put forth any formal plans in which it moved forward with, and it has consistently communicated that at the point in time in which the university does decide to move forward, it will present to the community as it has always committed to for formal feedback. So I want to be clear, Mr. Lowen, that there are no formal plans that the university is moving forward with. Those were charretting ideas as a part of the exercise to engage the community.
Right, I appreciate that. Thank you. It does concern me that Howard has this ideation of a possible plan, and like that I read said, the time gap between ideation and actual formal plans isn't clear to folks outside of the inner circle, and that when those formal plans are in place, it can be too late, as Ms. Petty pointed out, as Mr. Sementelli pointed out in his tweet. It's far too late to influence it. So we are just speaking up now. As you said, you want input from the community. So this is our. It seems like a great time for us to weigh in and say this is our input, that we would like to make sure that things are not going too quickly and that we don't lose any. I hear you saying that you still want to hear from people in the neighborhood, but then I hear other people saying once the map is changed, that essentially the rubber stamp comes out and development is much easier for whoever is developing. Thank you.
That's not. I mean, I'll be completely candid. Again, as the website consistently stated, we value the community. We are committed, the university and the team are committed to running a transparent process that involves active community feedback. When there's a plan put forth in front of the community, but we haven't even gotten there yet. So once that actually happens, there's going to be a comprehensive process around community feedback, integration of community thoughts, into future plans of the university would seek to move forward. So, we can only we'll continue to get that. I understand.
Okay. Mr. Grant.
Discuss the fund changes in the plan, the DC comprehensive plan. As you know, and your fellow commissioner that's on the line as well, you've seen the 400 constituents, friends, and neighbors of ANC 5B who have made their voice heard by signing the recent Howard East neighbor petition. You've clearly heard their voices, and that's why we're here tonight. But what we're really here for tonight is to discuss the ANC 5B DC comprehensive plan resolution put forth by Commissioner Carley. That was what was promised to us, and that's what you said would be discussed tonight. The hen petition has already been submitted to Councilmember McDuffie. It was directed to him because he's the one who will be voting on the DC Comprehensive Plan. If he wants to discuss that with his community, he should host his own meeting to hear from his own constituents. We ask that you would please share a copy of the proposed ANC 5B Comprehensive Plan resolution that you plan on voting for on April 1st, and share it with ANC 5BO2 and the greater ANC 5B committee. We want to ensure that the ANC 5B Comprehensive Plan resolution specifically addresses our concerns with regards to the flum changes on Howard University School of Divinity and the monastery, specifically to defer and reject the amendments 2348 and 649. Ms. Higgins, will you please share with the community the draft proposed DC Comprehensive Plan resolution, and how will you be voting on April 1st? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. We do have the proposed resolution. I do not know at this time how I will be voting because some of the information that's in that particular resolution needs to be adjusted. So once I actually see something that actually speaks directly to what the community is stating, what the facts are, then I can make an intelligent decision. But right now, the ANC as a whole does not have a resolution that's complete and can be distributed at this time.
Then it should be able to be shared with the community, because that's what we were supposed to be discussing tonight.
No, we should not have waited because you have to remember that is a ANC 5B for the whole commission. Tonight, we were supposed to be tabling the HENS resolution that was submitted.
Ms. Higgins, with all due
Wait a minute, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Give me a second.
It was not submitted to you. It was submitted to Mr.
Mr. Baez, are you going to let me talk or are you going to talk over me? So that actual resolution, this is the time to give all of the feedback you want to give in reference to that resolution. I can give you I can send out the information to you that we got from Commissioner Carley. Sure, you can have it this evening.
That would be great.
No, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that, but it's not a final draft. Is what I'm clarifying.
What I'm also clarifying is there is no HEN petition in front of you to consider. It's been submitted to Mr. McDuffie.
Yes, it is. It is a HEN petition. Nick is on the line. There is a HEN petition.
You are categorically wrong. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's fine. But the document that I have came from the HENS that was presented for the March meeting that they wanted us to vote on. So I don't see how you state that that's categorically wrong. And then the day after our meeting or day two after, they sent the information to the council as well as CC'd all of the commissioners on 5B.
In fact, it was sent before the meeting?
No, it was sent at 10:26 p.m. the night before the meeting. That's why it was tabled, because it wasn't sent to us early.
But ma'am, the petition was directed to Mr. McDuffie, not to you.
No, but the email that was sent to me was directed to me as a single member district commissioner for the monastery and for Howard.
I'm
Would
sorry.
you like for me to share that with you as well?
I'm sorry. I just think you're a little bit confused on the HEN petition to Mr. McDuffie and what was submitted from Mr.
We had two things submitted. One was sent to the commission body, ANC 5B, which came from our development committee, from Gail Hall Carley.
Which is Ms. Carley.
And the second was the HEN petition that was sent to me before the same night I received the resolution.
Right. Out of
I'm not confused as to what I received.
Out of courtesy.
No, it's not out of courtesy, and it's not out of whatever. So please don't use all those little tickle words. What I'm saying to you tonight is,
No, those are English words, not tickle words.
Are we gonna waste time with you going back and forth, or are you gonna let everyone else gauge their opinion on either the hen or the resolution?
The hen
Now,
resolution.
this is the time to do that. It's being recorded, so everyone's opinion, comments, and everything is right here for us to go over. So you can go back and forth with me, or you can allow people to give their suggestions on what they would like to go forth for our special meeting on the 1st.
The people who signed the hen petition have spoken to Mr. McDuffie.
Okay, well, why are you still talking about that?
Resolution.
So
Thank
let's move forward.
200 footer. I live right next.
Soloway,
No, sorry, Mr. Soloway's talked. I'm a 200 footer. Miss
then
Chairman
Mr.
Higgins,
Soloway.
I have a legal right to speak at this conference. I'm a
Thank you very
200
much.
footer.
I was just wondering. I mean, one of the things that is great about the ANC, great about this ANC, is the fact that this is the lowest level of.
Just like someone else will want you to hear them. And so that's
Absolutely.
what we're doing, and that's why I'm collecting as much community feedback and information as I can, so I can speak on your behalf when we
I got
do
you.
go up to vote on Thursday.
I got you. I really appreciate that. I thank you for explaining that. I think
Live on Randolph and 18th Street, right next door to the building. This is a historic landmark. Benjamin Mays Hall. Reverend Mays, you might not know, was a mentor for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We, in 2016, after the runaround with Urban Land Institute and all these outsiders, voted 100% in a Ward 5 meeting, chaired by Miss Higgins with Kenyon Duxley, that there'll be no non-academic development of the Howard University Divinity School campus. 2, Howard University is a federally mandated chartered university. It is against the law, federal law, for them to develop anything on their scholastic campus that is not academic. 2, the land use, when the Franciscan Monastery sold the land to Howard University to be a divinity school, that was a binding contract. It cannot be used for anything else but the divinity school. It cannot be used as commercial, put a nursing home, another kind of different campuses. That was part of the deed of sale. We voted against this. It's been empty for almost 6-7 years. I have raised, and we have a petition to the Howard University trustees who have ultimate responsibility, and we're getting feedback from many of these trustees. Some of them are Bob Johnson, Ted Leonis. There's also Robert F. Smith, who's the biggest private equity person in the world, and he's a Brookland native. He's now getting interested. We have to stop this now. The reason why I didn't have a vote today, because Miss Higgins knows that she's going to lose it. Also, the petition is going to Urban League, where Miss Higgins works, and to Mark Morial and Mr. Lambert. Let's stop this lousy. And who has a right? You laugh, Miss Higgins. Who has a right to decide?
That has nothing to do with
Yes,
where
no.
I work. And
Higgins, Miss Higgins, you do not have. And also, who has a right?
Okay.
No,
We're
on
gonna go to
the
Patrice
Franciscan
Willoughby.
Monastery, that's
No
the custos
question,
of the
ma'am.
Franciscans. They have not been involved in the
Can you
talks.
hear me? I'm on my phone.
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
That have been here longer than I have. And now you want to come through and disrupt everything. We can't even get to the neighborhood to stop having them speed down the street on 17th Street. And now you want to bring in all this other traffic and cause more of a nightmare. I mean, there's a lot of things that could be done that could be helpful for the entire community versus more houses. So personally, I think if you're going to put any up there, it should be very limited and it should be accessible for at Howard. Because now you're being deceptive and you're decepting the people in the community. Because Howard had plenty of land over there by Georgia Avenue. What did they do with that? So that's all I have to say, and thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Holmes. And I just want to say this to your point in terms of the activities that used to occur on that site. These are some of the